Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. This is currently Season 3, Episode 22 on the Fire Sports Pod. We're going to be going over some NBA and NFL talk. I am here with my guest host and good friend of mine, Raphael Moody. Appreciate you coming on, Raphael. Really appreciate it. And then I'll give you the floor to introduce yourself to the audience.
No problem. So my name is Raphael Moody, and I'm going to my senior year at Montclair State University. I'm a sports comm major, and I minor in business. And for my future, I really want to work in marketing and sports. I would love to be a marketing coordinator for a professional sports team. Currently in sports, my favorite team is the Atlanta Falcons. I'm a huge LeBron fan because he's the reason I started playing. Watched him rookie, his first few years in the NBA with the Cavs. And I'm also a huge soccer fan as well. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
All right, cool. So you guys know a little bit about Raphael. We met in a great class held by Miss Whiteside. And ever since then, we've been good friends. And now he's on the show. So let's get right to it. We are also currently on TikTok Live. So everyone that's in the TikTok Live, please share the live, give me a follow, and just like the live. And let's encourage everybody to get my viewership up, and let's keep moving from here. So let's start the show. We're gonna start off with a gut punch, Raph. We're gonna start with a gut punch. What the hell are your Falcons thinking taking Michael Penix Jr. in the first round? Not just the first round, the first top 10 picks he was taken in that round. Now, do I think he deserved to be picked in the top 10? Yes, because I think he's a great talent. But did I think that the Falcons were going to take him? Hell no. Not when you paid over $100 million to Kirk Cousins coming off, yes, an Achilles injury. But why would you do that? This was the same thing that happened with Aaron Rodgers with the Packers and Jordan Love. And look what happened 2 years later. Aaron Rodgers is no longer Packer. So I don't know what you guys were thinking. I was trying to make sense to it when I did my after post-draft analysis of the draft. Is trying to make some sense, but really there's no sense. So coming from a Falcons fan that you are, what is your sense of the reason why, or do you just think the Falcons is just stupid? Or the reason why they picked Michael Penix Jr. What was the pick I believe they had?
8.
Yeah. What was the reason why they picked them top 8 of all those things when they need different things to help out Kirk Cousins defensively and offensively? What is your take on that?
Well, what happened was I couldn't even watch the draft from my house. I was at work, so I was just I was just waiting. I was like, I hope we take a defensive player. I was looking at, I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but his last name is Latu. The Colts picked him up, or Dallas.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. I forgot how to pronounce his name.
We've been so bad. We've been in the lower ranks for sacks the past few years. So we definitely needed a pass rusher. And even if it wasn't a pass rusher, I think the last thing we needed was a quarterback. So when I saw the pick, I was pissed. I was like, what are we gonna do with him? We're gonna win now. If Kirk's 35, we gotta start doing something now because it's not like he's young.
Yeah, exactly.
So the whole day I was so upset about the pick. I was like, no matter who we pick, I always try to see the good in it. So I really thought he was really good in college, but also he has injury history as well. He tore both his ACLs, and he's on the older side. He's CJ Stroud's younger than him. And look at CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud's rookie of the year, and he put the Texans back on the map now.
Yeah,
Texans are a threat.
Yeah, they might be bigger than the Cowboys, and that's saying
something. So after a few days, I'm looking at it. I'm trying to see the positives, and okay, we gave Kirk Cousins $180 million contract for he's only won one playoff game, and I remember that was pretty recent. It was against the Saints, 2 or 3 years ago, and we're paying.
His playoff win was against it was him and the Redskins, and he beat the Packers in the first round. The Saints, he wasn't on Minnesota. Remember, it was Case Keenum. Okay. Case Keenum was the one that did that horrific thing to Diggs. And whatever, because I believe Kirk Cousins got hurt again.
Yeah, but $180 million for one playoff win is crazy to me because we haven't been the same since that Super Bowl. Like ever since
Oh my
that Super
God.
Bowl, we went to the playoffs once, but lost in the first round to the Eagles. So we
Yeah.
need to get back. Like we fired Arthur Smith, thank God. That was a huge problem.
Yeah, he was bad.
And also we hired Raheem Morris, and Raheem Morris is a defensive coach. So I was really expecting a defensive player. But
Yeah,
I guess if I look forward in like let's say 2 years, because yes, Kirk Cousins' contract's 180 mil, but he's guaranteed 100. So like let's say he plays for us 2 years, right? He's gonna get 100 mil. Daniel Jones getting 40 mil a year. So we're paying Kirk Cousins 50 mil a year technically if you split it up in two, because he's guaranteed 100. So after the 2 years, if something happens to Kirk, especially off this Achilles, at least we'll have someone. I'm just looking at it as like I don't have to worry about a quarterback for the next 10 years as a Falcons fan.
That's true. And that's the only thing that really made sense about it. But you can get that quarterback down the line.
Yeah.
Like later in the draft. You could draft a quarterback, just not Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th overall pick when you have so many question marks on your team. And that's what didn't make sense. The quarterback-wise, I think made sense. For your sake, you don't have to worry about a quarterback for 8 to 10 years. But the matter of the fact, you could have got a quarterback down the line. Exactly my point. You could have got Jordan Travis from Florida State later in the round. Why? Yes, he was probably one of the best talents coming out of the draft. But the problem was going into the draft, he broke his leg before the thing, and that was the whole scandal with Florida State getting bounced out of the CFB. I get it, but you could have got him. And then wouldn't have to worry about it. He can learn from Kirk Cousins. He can get back to health. And then now you have a bona fide number one quarterback that could be one of the best in the league. I really think Jordan Travis could be one of the best quarterbacks when he's back to whole health if he gets a shot, because he was balling in Florida State. Yeah. So I think that was probably the best case scenario, but you could have probably just got thanks for the gift. I appreciate it. Thank you. But you could definitely get a better suitable quarterback down the line. You didn't have to waste the 8th overall pick on Michael Penix Jr., even though he deserves it. I think he's actually going to be one of the best. I really do. The problem is that really, are you kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You could have did something later down the road instead of wasting that pick, which you could have got defensive, or you could have went with another weapon for Kirk Cousins, even though he has a lot of weapons. But I remember the Falcons, Julio Jones, Matt Rice. I mean, you had all these boys that were going all over the place. It was ridiculous. And then back then, Deion Sanders, prime time. There was all these dudes, and now they've just been like, no offense, the joke of the league. Like, them in Carolina have been just ass. And they used to, and 6 years ago, they were one of the best teams. If you look at Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, you had Smith Jr. You had all these guys. Exactly. So one of the guys in my live said, "But then why you pay Cousins the bag?"
That's the thing. I don't know.
Like, we don't know. I think, Penix is sitting for sure, without a doubt. But I'm saying is that I don't understand why you couldn't have got somebody that probably doesn't need to not start, but doesn't need it's kind of like, all right, and if it doesn't work the first 2 years, they're putting Michael Penix Jr. in. Like, that's how it's seeming like it's gonna do. Like, if they don't put Kirk Cousins, if the Kirk Cousins does ass this year, they might even put Michael Penix Jr. in. Like, that's how it's shaping up to be. I'm hoping not, because I think that if he learns for 2 years, like Mahomes did with Alex Smith and like Rodgers did with Brett Favre, I think that would be suitable for Michael Penix Jr., even though he's a little older than a lot of the guys that are coming out, but he's not older than Bo Nix. Bo Nix, I appreciate the heart. Thank you. Bo Nix is like, he looks, and he's like 37 years old, bro. He's like the oldest quarterback. He's been at Oregon for like 7 years, dude.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous on how, because of COVID and everything, how you can get all those years back. I mean, good for him. But, man, I don't know. But Michael Penix Jr., dude, I don't know, man. I like the kid, and I think he's one of the he has a lot of upside. But I guess with Atlanta,
we'll see. Whatever happens, I just gotta wait a few years and see what he does.
Wait and see. Wait and see.
You never know. Maybe it'll be the best thing we've done.
Yeah.
Right now, at the moment, it's not looking too good.
No.
If he brings the Super Bowl to Atlanta, who's gonna hate on that?
Oh, hell no. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, is Penix an Atlanta kid or no? Somebody went close to Atlanta and was an Atlanta kid. I thought it was him. No. You know what I mean? Like he was born in Atlanta, whatever, something like that.
Yeah. I don't think so.
You know what? Let me look at this. Let me look up this. Hometown.
Maybe. You never know.
Michael Penix Jr. I just want to make sure. Okay, no, he was in Florida. Never mind.
Oh.
Well, it's not that far.
Yeah.
It's not that far. Florida, Atlanta's not that far. Yeah, one of the guys in the thing said, pretty sure Nick's is already 25. Yeah, he's like 25.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. And then, well, right now, Penix is 23, but in August, I think a month before the season starts, it's his birthday. So it'll be 24 when the season starts.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar, but the only thing I think Penix has, he has the skill to get outside the pocket.
He has talent. He has an arm, like.
Oh yeah, he does. But the problem is that they would have beat
Michigan.
They would have beat Michigan if he was healthy, because he got banged up bad.
Yeah.
There was no offensive line. That's what kills me about Atlanta. Their offensive line is not that good.
Oh no, our line is all right.
Ask what's his name? Who is the guy that was playing last year with the quarterback?
Oh, Ritter?
Yeah, ask Ritter how his ribs are feeling.
Ritter.
No, I had to throw that little jab in there because I was like, ask Ritter how that feels getting smashed by a 300-pound man, because literally as you snap the ball. I watched a couple Falcons games.
Our run offensive line, like when we run the ball, it's not bad.
No, it's not. But when you guys pass the ball, it's like, dude, you guys can't block.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens this year.
I'm hoping for you guys. I know you guys are an NFC team, and I'm a Cowboys fan. But no offense, I really don't have to worry about you guys.
Oh, I think we play you guys early.
I think we do play you guys, but I'm don't really have to worry about you guys. We have to worry about ourselves, because we just screw our own self when it comes to the playoffs. But I do think that out of the whole draft class, a little off topic from the Falcons, I think out of the draft class, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be the best out of his draft class. I have a feeling.
Like this year, or like
no. In overall, like
all
as his career pans out, I think Jaden Daniels will be the best. Caleb Williams, dude, I think he's going to be a bust.
I don't know.
I have a funny feeling. I had a feeling when I said Baker Mayfield wasn't going to be a bust, everyone thought I was crazy. And look what he is now, $100 million quarterback, and he took the Bucs to the playoffs and almost beat Detroit. And to be honest, if it wasn't for some bad luck, they might have won. So, and we're talking about Detroit playing San Francisco.
Yeah.
Detroit playing the Bucs playing the Lions. The Bucs playing the Rams. And then was it? No, my bad. It would have been the Bucs playing the it would have been the Bucs playing. So there was the Bucs versus the Lions, and then the Lions played the Packers. No. Who did the Lions play?
No. The Lions did not. No, the 49ers played the Packers.
The 49ers played the Packers. The Lions played the Rams. Correct? To go to play?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. That was a long time ago. But one of my guys in the chat said Jaden Daniels from LSU is the youngest of all of them. I'm pretty sure. How do we think he will do? Hopefully not another Bryce Young year one. Like I said, if you didn't catch what I said, I think bless you. I think Jaden Daniels is probably going to be the best out of all of them. I have that funny feeling that Jaden Daniels is going to be the best out of all of them. Just the pure athleticism. Yes, he's skinny, but Lamar Jackson was like that. He's just a little taller, Lamar. Right. If you look at Lamar rookie year and Lamar and Jaden Daniels rookie year, they're kind of very similar. Very skinny. Can move the ball. He's fast as hell.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not going to be a Bryce Young. Bryce Young is very short. On top of that, he can't throw the ball that well, and he needs everything around him. There, you don't see him scrambling and running all over the place. Jaden Daniels, when the thing breaks down, he's out the door. Like he said, "Goodbye, I'm gone." Like just like Lamar, I'm gone. I'm off the chains. So I think Jaden Daniels is going to do wonders for the Commanders, and I hate to say it, but he's going to try. He might be kicking the Cowboys' ass soon. So, but again, I think the Cowboys still are, if not with the Eagles, are the best team in that division.
Yeah.
The problem is that the Cowboys just shoot themselves whenever they get to the playoffs. Thanks for the rose again, appreciate it. But they just they literally keep shooting themselves in the foot every freaking time. But Falcons was great. I think they had a solid draft. They didn't have a bad draft, but I think one of the worst picks in NFL history might have been your guys.
For now.
But
I'm trying to think like, oh, maybe it's like the Jordan Love situation, but Jordan Love was like pick 20 something.
Yeah, he was like pick 28th right before the first round ended.
20 something.
And the only reason why it was so bad is they could have got another weapon for Aaron Rodgers, but they took a quarterback instead, and that's what went berserk. That was the only reason why Aaron Rodgers and the Packers didn't work, because he didn't like that they could have got a weapon to help him win a Super Bowl or him get to the playoffs, but they decided to go the safe route and get a quarterback. That's why I think it didn't work out. This time, you got $100 million quarterback guaranteed, 180 perhaps, and then on top of that, you have Michael Penix Jr. getting picked number 8, and he's a quarterback that is lefty and has the skills to might be even better than Kirk Cousins in the future. That is not a recipe to get your quarterback and then not tell the quarterback. Even though it's the respect thing is that, if I'm the GM, right, and you're the quarterback of the Falcons, right, Raphael, and I don't tell you, hey, we're going to take a quarterback. I know you might be upset, but we're going to take a quarterback. We want to basically solidify the future and make sure we get it. We don't know if we're going to have another time. Next year's draft class of quarterbacks is not as good. We want to get one now. But at least you tell him so he doesn't go on social media. His agent doesn't, oh, we never got nothing. We never said anything. And again, that might be pity. That might be pity. But at the same time, that's the respect you deserve, especially for a veteran quarterback. It's not like it's a bum. It's not like he's one of these crappy quarterbacks. It's a veteran quarterback. You could say what you want about Kirk Cousins. He's not a bad quarterback when you put the stuff around him. Look what he did in Minnesota. Him and Justin Jefferson, if he doesn't get hurt, I don't know. The Vikings are one of the top teams in the
last year before Kirk was hurt. He had 18 touchdowns and only 5 picks, and that was like what, week 8, 9 when he got
exactly. The man can do shit as long as you get him around the right stuff. He can do stuff. The problem is that people just don't think. And I think the Falcons were just looking at what could happen in the future. Can we get another shot at another quarterback like this in the future? And I get it, but not when you pay a dude $100 million. Well, 180 and $100 million guaranteed for over 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years.
That's ridiculous. That's too much. One, it's too much money for him. And then on 2, it's too much money to give to somebody. And then you're going to take a quarterback. That don't make any sense.
Yeah. And someone who just came off an Achilles injury.
That another thing, coming off an Achilles injury. And it's also kind of saying like, all right, well, if you don't play the way you were playing before you got Achilles, we're going to put him in. That's what it's also saying. And that's what you can't have, because that's dividing the locker room. And you don't want. But any last thoughts on your team before we move to some NBA playoff talk?
All I'm going to say, with this schedule, I'm expecting at least we win the NFC South, and I'm expecting minimum 10-7 for a record.
All right,
I'm hoping 11-6 because we got a few tough games, but the NFC South is just trash.
Yeah, it's you, the Saints, the
Panthers,
Carolina, and then
Bucks. The Bucks. All right, I want to win at least one of the Bucks games because the
Bucks are the best team in that division.
But
it's not even close.
This year,
Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback out of all of them.
For now, Kirk could be up there.
Well, Baker Mayfield's won more games in the playoffs. If you look at it,
that's true.
He's been in bigger games. He played against Kansas City, and if it wasn't for the backup quarterback of Kansas City running the ball, on some bullshit.
Yeah, I forgot it.
That dude, he literally was a play away, defensive wise, they're a play away of going to the freaking AFC Championship game.
I did forget about that.
Yeah, they were there, man. They were there, and then after that, the Browns were just ass. I don't know what happened after that. And now they're trying to get it with Deshaun Watson. I don't know how that's gonna work. That's not working too well. But so yeah, good NFL talk. We'll finish our show here with some NBA talk. But man, how about I'm gonna share my screen so people that were watching when I put this up can know what the hell we're talking about. But man, what a playoffs. Am I right, Raphael?
Yeah,
what playoffs?
It's crazy.
It has been great. So I got the bracket right here. If you look at the bracket here, we're just gonna go over the obviously the conference finals right now are Mavericks Tims. They are tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time on TNT, and then you have game 2 last night. What a game last night! I mean, if you guys were not up watching last night's game between the Pacers and the Celtics, then I don't know what the hell you guys were doing, because that game was back and forth. Pacers down by 15. They came all the way back and at TD Garden. That's such a hard place to play. Ask anybody. Ask LeBron James. He had a beer thrown on him coming after the game. Ask anybody. They're probably the most racist building I've ever seen or ever heard or ever whatever. It's so bad. But man, that's the reason why the Boston Celtics are the Boston Celtics. So, but they're 30. Game 2 is Thursday, 8:00 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN. The Pacers had it, man. They had it, and you know what happened? It was their youth that fucked them up.
Yep.
French TikTok, please do not ban me again. But it was their youth that screwed them. It was. There's nothing other than that. They had the game. You have lackadaisical turnovers. I know JJ Redick was saying you go to the ball. You don't go away from the ball. You don't go to the side of the ball where the guy that's passing the ball inbounds has to make a great pass. It's too much. You got to go to the ball. So when you catch it, they're going to foul you automatically, not have you throw it across the middle of the court and have Jaylen Brown be able to touch it. It was all their youth. And then in the overtime, too many turnovers and just uncharacteristic turnovers by Tyrese, Pascal Siakam. And Siakam should know he's won a championship. He's been in the situations. Turns the ball over, gets it ripped from him in the overtime with about 40 seconds left. Can't do that. They almost had it at the end. Even Tyrese Halliburton had a shot to cut the game to 1 with like 8 seconds left, and that probably would have been like, oh shit. And they didn't have. I believe they still had a timeout. So he hits that. They foul immediately. Whoever hits the 2 free throws call a timeout, and then they get a shot with probably about 4 or 5 seconds left to get up a shot. And now you're looking like, all right, maybe we're going to double overtime, but that didn't happen. The Celtics did win, but it was ugly. The Celtics, another ugly game. Again, another one. I don't know what the hell is wrong with the Celtics. They just always have these ugly games. You saw against the Heat, they won in 5, but they had an ugly game in Boston. Then you see the Cavs, another ugly game in Cleveland. And then this one, they didn't get blown out like they did in the Heat and the Cavs. But, man, they almost lost game 1 and whatever. But they always lose game 2. They lost game 2 against the Celtics. They've lost game 2 in every series so far. So it's looking like it could be another time that it's going to be another loss. But I told people, don't sleep on the Pacers, man. Yeah, they versed the depleted Bucks team, injured Bucks team, the injured Knicks team. But, bro, they earned every win that they got in that series. It wasn't like, all right, they just barely won. They blew them out. They did what they were supposed to do to teams that are not healthy. They blew out the Bucks multiple times. They blew out the Knicks the last 2 games. It's not a coincidence. And I believe if the Knicks were fully healthy, they would have beat the Pacers. But the Pacers got the best of them. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing Pacers in the finals. They have some veterans, and they have the shooting to get to compete.
Yeah, they didn't miss in that last game against the Knicks. They literally broke the record. They shot like 67% for the game and like 76% in the third quarter. I've never seen a team make so many shots
It's
Like,
ridiculous.
wow.
67.2% or 1% to be exact. That's how much they shot. It was an NBA record. I don't understand.
For a whole game.
That's ridiculous. I mean, I think they in the beginning of the game they were like at 80%, something like that. Some absurd.
They did that away. They didn't even do that.
No, it was at the Garden.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about it. It was at the Garden, and it's absolutely nuts that you would have that being there. Someone just asked to join my live, and I have no idea. The last person that joined my live, bro, was playing like some dumbass music and was singing. And I completely forgot how to take them off the live. So I had no idea. So I had to end the live and then restart the live. Because I forgot how to do that. I forgot how to. Do you know how to do that?
Nope, because I never went on TikTok live, so I have no idea how that even works.
I gotta figure that out. Oh, I see that guest, and then I think you can cut them off. I don't know. Forget it. But yeah, I think it was pretty good. Celtics Pacers is going to be a hell of a series. I got Celtics winning in 7. I think it goes game 7.
Yeah. I was telling my friends I said in 6. I say 6 for both series. But the West, I think the Wolves will come out with that.
Yeah, I have Timberwolves in 6.
Yeah, they're like they're something else.
But we'll see. First game is tonight. We'll see if the Mavericks come alive. They need to steal one in Minnesota. If they don't steal one in Minnesota, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I think this needs to go 1-1 back to Dallas. If Dallas wants to have a shot of winning this series, it needs to go 1-1 back to Dallas. If it goes 2-0, it's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough if this goes back to Dallas down 2-0. But
Anthony Edwards already said he's guarding Kyrie. I wish he guarded Luka, but he said he's going to be on Kyrie.
I think this is the series. We'll see if Anthony Edwards' trash talk comes to bite him in the behind.
Yeah.
He talked a lot, but he backs it up. He backs it up. He's great, man. He right now, to be honest, I'm sorry, Jokic, but he's the best player in the world. He's shown it in the playoffs. He's saying it. He's shown it in the regular season. He's shown it now. He dismantled Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal in a 4-0 sweep. He single-handedly won multiple games for the Timberwolves against the Nuggets. He had put an imprint on every game that they won. Even the game he only scored 16 points in. Game 7, scored 16. But he hit the biggest shot of the game, which was that three-pointer to put it to 10. And that was the biggest shot of the game. And you saw it. He got the steal. He first did it on defense and then did it on offense. And look what happened. And he didn't even get the ball. He gave it up to Mike Conley, which gave it to Naz Reid, which gave it back to him. The ball always finds you. The ball will go back to you if you're meant to score. And he was meant to score, and he hit it. So, I don't know. We'll see. I would like to see him. I think he's just trolling. I think he's going to guard Luka. I don't think he's guarding Kyrie. I would probably have him guard Luka and then have McDaniels guard Kyrie.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is a little bit bigger, stronger. You get a little bit more into Luka's grill. And then McDaniels is long, lengthy, and can stay in front of Kyrie somewhat. I mean, no one really can stay in front of Kyrie. Let's be honest. But I do think that is probably the recipe that they have to go for. If they do have that switch, I mean, McDaniels can guard Luka. I just think Luka's going to get in his bag because McDaniels is not a big body. He's not Anthony Edwards that's thick and is really got big muscle. McDaniels on the skinnier side, but he's a big, lengthy guard that really can guard well. He reminds me a lot of Vanderbilt, but Vanderbilt can't shoot the fucking ball for his life. Again, sorry, TikTok. I keep cursing. No cussing. But that's how I think it's got to go. But I got Timberwolves in 6, and I got Celtics in 7. I just think the Pacers have a much better chance against the Celtics than the Mavericks do because
I agree.
The Mavericks have what they have is luck. You have PJ Washington hitting 6 of 7 threes.
Oh yeah.
you got Lively going nuts. You got freaking and you got this one and Tim Hardaway Jr. is playing terrible.
Yeah.
So just imagine you're doing all this without Tim Hardaway. He wakes up. Now we talking maybe the Mavericks to make an upset, because that's why they made a run when Golden State won the championship in 2022. They almost upset the Warriors in that series. And if it wasn't for Tim Hardaway helping out Luka, we're talking maybe the Warriors sweep them. So I like the Mavericks' chances against the Timberwolves, and I like the Pacers' chances. I just think the Celtics and Timberwolves are a little bit better. But hats off to the Pacers and the Mavericks getting this far. Because who would have thought at the beginning of the season we'd be saying Mavericks, Pacers, Celtics, Timberwolves, Western and Eastern Conference Finals? Who would have said that?
Yeah. I think a lot of players on these teams too. Like no matter who wins, it's gonna be a lot of players like first ring. Like it would be Tatum's first ring, Halliburton's, Luka's, or Anthony Edwards. Like one of them is getting a ring.
Yeah, all the stars of their teams. Jason Tatum's the best player on the Celtics. Tyrese Halliburton's the best player on the Pacers. Anthony Edwards is the best player on the Timberwolves, and Luka's the best player on the Mavericks. So if you look at all the four best players, don't have a ring.
Yep.
I don't put Kyrie because Kyrie's not the guy. Like he's the guy, but he's not the main guy. That makes sense.
He's like Robin. He's like
Scotty. I give him Scotty. Yeah. He's Scotty. He's Micah. He's Scotty to Michael Jordan. He's basically Michael Jordan is Luka. We're not comparing Michael Jordan to Luka, but we're saying that's thing. I don't know. People are weird nowadays. They'll be like, "Oh, whoa, you're comparing him to Michael Jordan. What are you talking about?" No, not even close. But I think that's it. Any last thoughts on the playoffs and how great have the playoffs been? Before we go, how great have the playoffs been without Kevin Durant, without Steph Curry, and LeBron James making past the first round?
Yeah. I still think it's good, but I would have loved to see the Lakers go further.
I'm a Lakers fan. You know that, Raphael. I would love that. I had them winning, bro. They could have swept the Nuggets, man.
I blame Darvin Ham on everything. I don't understand. The only thing I really did not understand, I don't know why he put Rui Hachimura on Jokic. I don't know what he thought that was gonna do. But Jokic was just going in the paint every single time it was on and getting an easy layup floater. That was just so easy for him. Yeah. And then we got Christian Wood was available, Vandal was available, and he didn't sub them in with the game. I'm telling you, I think the Lakers need to go back to the AD at the 4 and get a center.
Yeah, I think so too. You know what?
I would love that.
Go call Dwight Howard. He's in freaking. I would take him all day. Exactly. I would have him at the AD at the 4, Dwight at the 5, LeBron at the 3, Austin Reeves at the 2, and then we find a point guard. Maybe we pick up Trae Young at the 1, or we keep D'Lo. It wasn't bad. D'Lo wasn't that bad. That
one game where he was over 7. Yeah,
I was like, all right, now we're like, all right, this is bull crap.
Yeah.
All right, here we go again. But then he showed up. Hey, what's up, Victor? Thanks, appreciate the like. But then he showed up and he showed out. And he did what he was supposed to do the last 2 games, but just wasn't.
We should have won that game where he had 6 threes.
Yeah, that was the one.
That was if D'Lo's gonna drop 15, that's a must win. If he's gonna give you at least 15, bro. Yeah.
We lost. And we lost because Jamal Murray decided to become prime Michael Jordan.
He only does that against the Lakers.
I know. It's like, bro, what the hell, man?
It's only the Lakers. He did not do that against the Wolves. It's only I'm telling you, when people play the Lakers, they're like another level.
Why do you think the Lakers have the time for the most championship? Other than Boston, probably the most historic franchise in NBA history. On top of that, you got LeBron James on the team. Like, come on, man. That's what it comes with the job, dude. But, man, it's not Darvin Ham's fault for understanding these guys are grown men. And if LeBron James said, all right, AD did not get in the ball, get him the ball. Don't be like, all right, Darvin Ham, just throw him the ball. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, y'all, if you're AD, Raph, and I'm fucking LeBron, and I got the ball at the top of the key, I'm throwing it to you. You're open. You have to stop ball game. How do we go from having him dominate the first 3 quarters of a game, and the 4th quarter he gets 1 touch and no basket?
Well, my problem with Darvin Ham is he doesn't call no timeouts. I remember in Game 3.
No. He calls timeouts, but he calls timeouts when they're not supposed to call.
When they take the lead. When the Nuggets, every time the Nuggets started to run, he just watched. He'll just watch them. I'll never forget, like, this is what they do against us. Michael Porter, he don't miss against the Lakers. So he'll make a few threes. Leads cut down to the lead would have been 10. We lose the lead, then he'll call timeout. I'm pretty sure you probably saw it, but on Instagram there was a stat like how many minutes the Lakers led.
It was like absurd.
Exactly. Every game at halftime the Lakers were up. Every single game.
I think it was like 185 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
And then they were only leading by, they were only there by like 50 or 60. Like how is that possible? Like
exactly.
I don't know how that's possible in a game where it's all about doing what you got to do. I don't understand how that is so unreal and ridiculous on how you can be like, all right, yeah, we're winning and we're doing all this crap, and then we just take off the gas and just like sit back and let them all like that.
I mean, they fired him.
They fired him.
Yeah, I know. Who you want?
I think they're gonna get JJ Redick.
I think so too, but like I don't know.
I don't know.
JJ Redick, but I feel like the Lakers should hire like a coach that's won, and then maybe JJ Redick as an assistant because they fired the whole.
I know
the whole crew.
They might be doing that, but there's not a lot out there.
That's true.
Like I'm looking at these names, I'm like, who the hell are these people? Like it's not out there.
Yeah.
But hey, how about this? We'll continue our conversation outside of our show, but let me end the show because you're getting a little bit too much over the show limit so that I can not have to worry about clipping all this crap and doing so much. So again, I think we have some good topics that we just went over. What do you guys think in the live? What do you guys think? I think we went over some good topics. What do you think, Raphael? I think we did. I think we did good. We talked about your favorite team and how they are absolutely mentally irregular, and then we went over the NBA playoffs, and then we went a little bit of a sneak peek into how the Lakers are absolutely trash. So I think those are pretty good segments there. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on, Raphael. Again, it was a pleasure. Currently 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the show, and we're going to end our show here today. I'm your host, Zach Jackson, here on the Fire Sports Pod. Again, Season 3, Episode 22. This is my guest host and good friend, Raphael Moody. Again, Raph, I appreciate you coming on. If you want to say any last words, do that. If not, I'm going to end it.
All right, it's good. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. That's all I got.
Appreciate it. And as you as well. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.